Hi, I'm Carrie from Garden Gate Magazine, and I'm excited to share with you my new creation, stenciled garden lanterns. I love to repurpose items, and this one was taken from a 32-ounce pickle jar. Why a pickle jar? Well, the best thing about pickle jars is they have a wide opening, which are perfect for placing firefly lights inside. I want to share with you how we did it, so let's get started. The first step you want to do is to mask off the jar that will become the window for the lights to shine through. I used 2-inch painter's tape and just wrapped it around the jar. Once the window is masked off, prep the jar to paint the first color. I do that with the same painter's tape wrapped around the top to avoid overspray. I went ahead and painted the bottom with the first color and let the jar dry for 30 minutes. Now it's time to take the tape off the top so we can paint the top. I used the same tape and wrapped it around the bottom. And another tip I found was placing some rolled up paper to avoid overspray in the inside of the jar. Now that I have the top painted with the second color and dried for 30 minutes, it's time to take the tape off the bottom and then reveal the window part. This is my favorite. How cool is that? The next step is to get ready to stencil the jar. I went ahead and sprayed spray adhesive on the back side of the stencil. Since we're working on a curved surface, that will help keep it in place. What you do is line up your stencil, keeping in mind your design. I had chosen a very delicate design of stencil because I wanted the most light to shine through. So you just go ahead and tape the edges down. It'll help you hold that while you're stenciling. And then you just go to stencil. Now oftentimes you get too much paint on your paintbrush. A good tip is to have a piece of paper towel close by. You can just dab that extra off on there. And 2, use your strokes straight from the top, like straight down, not at angles, so the paint doesn't seep underneath the stencil. Just light coats. You can always go back later and add more paint if you'd like. Well, it looks like I have an even coverage of the stenciling. So next thing you want to do is carefully peel it away from your jar. And there you have your stenciled pickle jar. Now that we have a finished jar, there are so many things you can do to embellish them. With these 3, I kept the color palette the same way. So then I wanted to add a little bit of difference of height. I used candlesticks that you can find at thrift stores everywhere or in my craft room. But this particular one, I took a tall candlestick and painted the underside the same color that we did with the first color. This jar also is a little bit larger size of a pickle jar. I also took a tea light handle or candle, inverted it for a more stable base. And then this one is just a pillar base, inverted again to give it a little bit of separation to the jar. On the top, I strung some beads from the craft store, and I use the elastic cord. It's so much easier to put on there, and then I tack it in place with a hot glue gun. Another way you can finish off your jars on the top is to use jute. This one is a really thick jute and I just coiled it around. We use the same stencil pattern on all three of these jars, but then played up with the bottom color, changing that. Another thing you can do is go to the office supply store and get mailing labels and make your own stickers. They come in all different sizes. And you can write a really nice message. Good vibes only. Another idea you can do is use tea light holders. This particular one has a hobnail design and it looks beautiful when the light comes through the top part of the jar. And it's also, if you're wanting to use it out on the outdoor patio, you can put citronella tea light candles in there. One more lantern idea is to add a stake and place it in your garden. This was created from a broken broom handle, an inverted candlestick, and the lid glued onto the base. What you do is turn on your lights, stick them in, and screw it on. I hope we have inspired you to create some fun things for your indoor and outdoor spaces. Thank you for watching.
Hi, I'm Kristen Bean Sullivan with Garden Gate Magazine. If you like this video, be sure and subscribe to our YouTube channel where you'll find tips, garden ideas, and how-to help. And be sure and click the bell so you can be notified every time we upload a new video.